All right. So, Christy, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Are you kidding me? This is awesome.
And I think I'm just going to dive right in with what might be the most important question I will ever ask.
Oh my gosh, which?
Now that beepers are a thing of the past, do you feel that the Kim Possible theme song needs to be updated for the modern day?
Absolutely. It needs to be tweet me, gram me. I think so. I definitely think if/when, I don't know, if Kim Possible comes back, they should update the song. Absolutely. That would be awesome.
All right.
And they could just kind of like go on from there. She'll just constantly be regenerating.
Always updating to the new social media.
Exactly.
I might have oversold the importance of that question just a little bit.
Oh no, I think I actually think it's a question that I've answered for myself, because people will come up to me and they, especially at cons, they'll be like, my ringtone is Kim Possible, and I know so many people. Or I'll even be walking around and either people tease me with it because they know it's me at the cons, or literally like they don't even know it's me and I'm at Target and people like sound off and they still have it. And Kim is still so fresh in everyone's minds, especially people around our age or younger that grew up with it. And it's still in reruns, it's in Disney Replay, so she's still very much alive. And I actually had, not to go off on a tangent, but I actually had dinner with Disney Infinity, and there's definitely some interest there in maybe having Kim come on board the Disney Infinity franchise. It's just sort of up to the fans and voting and sort of however they're doing the contest. But I know for a fact that Disney still very much loves Kim Possible.
And as I'm sure you'll see throughout the day with all the people I know who said they're going to cosplay Kim Possible, so do the fans.
Really? That's awesome. I can't wait to... I always put that on my Instagram every time, I get a KP.
Right, so what do you think it is that has made the series still remain so strong in the hearts of all the viewers?
Great question. I honestly believe that Kim Possible speaks... It has the sort of timeless sense of humor that Bob and Mark, the creators, really wrote for the whole family. It's sort of like the jokes can play on sort of a basic level, but then they can play on a more intellectual level too. And I think like as children we watched it and we enjoyed the action and the coloring and the design of Kim and everything about it was sort of just really, it was, I want to say encapturing, I don't know, it captured our attention. But then once you get older, you appreciate it even more. Like you appreciate the drawing, but even more from a graphic design perspective, because they gave her Art Deco, and every set piece that's her house or whatever had a very specific design in mind, and it's almost like artwork. It's like I'm lucky enough to have a cell that the guys gave me, and it's a gorgeous cell, and I've hung it up and I look at it every day, and I think that's the testament to why KP is still so popular.
So, from time to time, we've noticed that you've done TV shows, movies, voice acting, and now Broadway. What's it like going through all the different events that you have to go to within your career?
Wow, that's a great question too, you guys. It is an interesting life being an artist. It's been even more interesting since coming to the Comic-Con circuit in the last year. I went back to school, and Comic-Cons became such an awesome way to meet my fans and to connect with people. And, actually when KP was on the air, we weren't allowed as Disney contracted actors, even though we were freelancers, we weren't really gifted the ability to be able to go to Comic-Con. But I'm so happy that I think that's now an option. I think like Phineas and Ferb goes to Comic-Con, and any of their new properties or IPs like can go now. I think it's fantastic to be an artist and have various talents that you can develop. I mean, for me, it's been like since I was 6 that I actually started in theater and ended up in TV, and movies came along the way, and then when I did Belle again, they had known that I had the theater background, so it sort of was like a very good fit at the time, because of the Disney success that I already had. So sometimes it's a good fit, and hopefully you're passionate about it. I've been really lucky to be passionate about everything that I do. Pretty much. There's been a couple things that maybe I'm not, but I would say that's like 1% of the things that I've done in my life, and I'm just really proud of the work I've done with Disney overall.
My next question. So what was it like working on the set of Even Stevens, working with Shia, Tom Virtue, and any of the big name guests that come on the show from time to time? What was it like working on that show?
Yeah, I mean, we had Phyllis Diller, who is a great icon of comedy, comedienne. She passed away recently, I think within the last couple of years. Richard Kind, who's still around, he's fantastic, Curb Your Enthusiasm. We were really given the ability as these young actors coming up in this world of comedy, especially Shia, who now is a dramatic actor, but is, I think, the heart and soul of who he really is just, he's a clown. I mean, he's a funny guy. And it's those moments in his work that I feel like that's the Shia that I remember. Not the Shia now, but like those moments being like my little brother. He's not really my little brother, but he really is such a talented guy. So working with those greats really taught all of us a lot about timing, precision, delivery, all of the specific things that you really need to know if you're going to be a good comedic actor. So we it was almost like school in a way with Even Stevens. And working with him was awesome too, because as we were developing, we were doing it with each other. And so really that's only like 1% of kids get to be able to be, working actors and in that close proximity with each other. It was almost like we were really related. So when people ask me like, are you still in touch with Shia? I'm not. But like in interviews, if people ask me like, oh, what do you think about his this or his that? I'm like, he's awesome. Like, let him do his thing and he's going to be fine. He's going to figure it out. It's still kind of like this like sisterly thing that I have for him. And like when I say, hey sis, how are you? So, it's like that experience you have that kind of never goes away.
Well, go for it.
Yeah.
Would you when you do voice work and then you also film for live action and TV shows? Would you say there's one that's more preferable over the other?
Oh, I wouldn't say that I enjoy. I mean, I enjoy working. Work for an artist is sometimes it's very competitive and hard to come by, and especially women. Like it is hard for us to like maintain at a certain age after, especially with Disney, you age out of Disney after like 21, and I enjoy working, but doing Kim Possible was just as rewarding as doing Belle and performing for an audience every single night. Although that was really exhausting, I will say. KP isn't as exhausting. You go in, you make sure you have enough energy and you rest up, you rest your voice most importantly, and you go in and you give them 110%, and it's a lot easier to do an episode over a course of 2.5 hours than it is to literally for 2.5 hours be on stage and running and jumping and falling and singing and fighting the beast and running through wolves and 200-pound dress or whatever you have to wear. So it's not that it's less enjoyable. It's just that I think it's just different and the level of exertion that you have to put in making. Yeah. Oh, how do you figure? Like their boyfriend girlfriend relationship? Oh, like the feedback, like fan feedback. I think Bob has always been really, really good about trying to listen and try to talk to the fans to get an overall sense of like what they want. Awesome. And they're nerdy just like me, and we all love fans, and we want to be able to give them what they want. If it were to come back in some way, whether it be a comic book or like, I don't know, maybe it starts small and comes back to a show. I don't know. It's very hard to get shows in the air. However, I will see these shows coming back all the time. Like they're not like other shows, but like all these shows are coming back, and it's really exciting to see that maybe eventually she'll come back. And I don't see any reason why I would see after the fact that that's not a conversation that they would love for me to sit again. Probably on board, Nancy Cartwright. All of these people are still in the voice actor animation game. It's not like anyone's retired. So I think we're all kind of standing by to see what would happen. And then when and if that were to happen, I think Bob and Mark would very much listen to social media and consider what the fans have to say. Because ultimately, the fans are really why we would have come back.
Hi, we have another guest.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. So, did you guys have any other questions? Because I guess I have to skedaddle.
All right, just
Yeah.
a few more and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
For Disney Infinity, if you could get a character, if you could get an action figure, do you have like a Shrine of Impossible toys at home? that you
I
could
have a lot of
use?
Disney Infinity toys now. They sent me a box, and I have all the 3.0s. So it's pretty exciting. I've been playing them nonstop. I love to play. That's awesome. I think KP would be perfect fit for Disney Infinity. I think her combat mode, her toys, her gadgets, I think all of that fits in line with the brand absolutely. And I think it would be great to have her be in the sandbox or the playbox. Yeah, playbox. Yeah.
And you've done a lot of different characters for Disney. Are there any characters that you would like to one day be able to do?
Well, I can tell you there's definitely shows I would like to be on. I mean, I'm obsessed with Scandal, and Scandal's amazing. But I also really have such an affinity for Once Upon a Time. I think there's a lot of really great characters on that show, and if there was ever any kind of, I know it's Camelot this year, but who knows what the next season will bring. And Girl Meets World is also a really great show. I think I might be meeting with them at some point, and it would be so cool. Maybe like Will Friedle's character, I think his name is Eric. Like, they could have some sort of KP Ron, but like in real life, like, you know, up in Girl Meets World. That'd be so cool. So the fans ultimately, I think, help a lot if I were to go back on Disney to sort of like tell people what they want.
Hashtag KP for once 2015.
Woo woo!
I just wanted to ask you.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you saw Shia's inspirational video,
Just do it.
yes, I was wondering if you're okay with it, would you like a little response to that, if possible? If not, that's totally fine. Like,
Oh man, what response would I say? Just do it. Okay. Do what? What do you want me to do? That would be my reaction. Or I did it. I did it. Relax. I did it. Okay, cool. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank
I'll
you
see
very much
guys-
for being
I'll
here.
see you guys. Of course, this is so cool.